In addition to everything we're doing in the sister-in-law's backyard garden with 25 square feet, we're also including a giant grow bag. This is courtesy of Root Trapper 2. This is called a Root Trapper Grounder. Now what this was initially designed for was to grow and air prune tree roots. Well, we can take this in the edible vegetable garden and utilize it to grow more vegetables and fruits. This will work great for virtually any type of vegetables or fruits that you're going to grow in your garden. It's 3 foot in diameter. It's a 60-gallon capacity grow bag, which we don't need all 60 gallons because it's 15 inches high, and you don't need a bag, you don't need to fill it totally full of soil. We're going to fill it about 9 inches high. Now there's some ways you want to do this. This is a great giant grow bag, a minimal cost, and at the large garden we've got 3 of these. We're going to grow peppers, we're growing beets, and we're going to grow tomatoes in them. This one will also be utilized for tomatoes. And with 3 foot diameter, I'm kind of guessing here that we can get 3 tomato plants in here safely. Kind of 1 on each side here and 1 in the middle. It's going to be a giant, massive jungle, but with good, and that's going to be because we're adding good certified leaf compost. Now, we just can't put this on the ground because we're going to have weeds grow up through it. So what we want to do is we've mowed the grass here. Now you could remove this grass and just be done with it, but that's a lot of work. So what we want to do is we want to take some cardboard, a couple layers if you have it available, and just make a mat here. Break this open, get a little more surface area. Now we can set our grow bag on top of it. Now what we'll do is we'll fill this up and then we'll come back in here and trim this around. Now what will happen is, and this is the same concept if you're doing a raised bed, you want to put some barrier between the ground and the bed in order to reduce the amount of weeds that potentially can grow up into the growing area. So that's about good here. Now we're going to have sweet corn here, which will not really affect the tomato growth because of the way the sun will go across the garden during the peak times of the growing season. So I want to make sure this is where I want it before I start adding soil, because it will not move after that. Pretty happy with that. And as we fill it, we can maneuver it. Now, a couple things I'm going to do here. I'm going to add some really poor quality topsoil, strictly because it's been in the shed for a number of years, and we really don't, the sister-in-law really doesn't know why they bought it. So we're going to add this it's terrible soil, but by putting it on the bottom and then putting certified leaf compost on top of it, we will regenerate the goodness of this topsoil. So sometimes it's a little hard here to get started, but we're going to get a base going here. Let's see here, now it's time to start shaping this here. Let's see, a little base. It's a little higher on this side, which is fine. All right. And see some of these edges here that are hanging out, what I could do is, well, what I will do is when I cut them off, I'll shove them underneath here, just to add more of a base between the ground and the bag. So here's the other bag of really bad soil as a base. All right. Now, you can go ahead and add your certified leaf compost in there and be done with it. This will take about 4 bags. But what I'm also going to do here is I've got a lot of shredded paper. Shredded paper is a natural material. So just going to add that shredded paper in there. I got a piece of cardboard there. I will shove under. There we go. Now with this cardboard, you want to remove as much of the tape on it as possible, because over the next couple of years, this will break down to nothing underneath here and it'll kill all the grass off, and then a lot of the microorganisms from the natural soil and the grow bag will interact with one another because of the mesh netting. So keep that in mind. So I'm just going to add, there's not much, about an inch layer here. This will dissipate really quickly. Now, the magic stuff, the certified leaf compost. These are about approximately 2 cubic foot bags. Look at that soil. black, rich compost. All right, that's one bag. Two, because of the added material we used earlier, this may only require 3 bags. So I got a little portion right there. Now I'm just going to take and maneuver this, get the shape that I want. Try to get a circle best I can. Look at that. All right. Add this little portion of one we had left over. Look at that. That's pretty. And now, Root Maker has a variety of different sizes. Use everything from 1 gallon, 3 gallon, 5 gallon, all the way up to the 60 gallon grow bag here that can be utilized in the edible garden. So it's that easy, that quick to have an instant raised bed for any type of vegetable that you're planning to grow in your garden.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.